about myself. Myself, Dr. Garima Sharma, professor in chemistry. My specialization is chemistry. And in chemistry, my specialization, my thrust areas are medicinal chemistry. And I am chairperson of UNIO Global Education and Research Foundation, which is situated in Roorkee, Uttarakhand, India. So now is the question, what is academic writing and how it is different from other writings? Dear friends, as you know, there is a difference between academic writing and simple writing or article writing in magazine or newspaper or other writings. Because in academic writings, we have to follow a lot of things like our work should be planned or focused in academic writings. Means we have to answer the questions and demonstrate an understanding of the subject in academic in writing. Second is structured. Means we have to write in a logical order and brings all points and material together. Third is evidence based. If we are writing, so we have to support opinions, arguments with evidence and with references. So academic writing is different from other writings. It is based on three things. First, we should have planning, and we should focus on the work on the subject. Second is structured. We should write in logical manner and we have to bring all the points and material. Third is evidence based. So we have to when we are write opinions, arguments, so we should have evidence, then only we can write. You will be asked to write a research paper or project or your synopsis or your thesis, and you need to learn what goes into writing a successful paper. So here I will tell you how you can write a research paper. So first of all, in writing, you have in research paper, or you have to choose a topic, a particular topic, or how to write a thesis or introductory statement. Understand the difference between plagiarism and acceptable plagiarism. Then four is how to use parenthetical notation, 1 minute, bibliographies and proper formats. So these are the points. First, how to choose a topic. Second, how to write an introductory statement. Third, you have to understand the difference between plagiarism and acceptable plagiarism. Fourth is parenthetical notations. And fifth one is the bibliography or references or proper format. So what is research? Research is a word taken from an old French word like re means again and search means search, search to seek or search. It is defined as intensive search with the purpose of becoming certain. It is a systematic investigation into reality to gain knowledge. So, structure of a research paper, how we can write a research paper. The main parts of a composition in research paper is introduction, body, and conclusion. Here you can see introduction, body, and conclusion. In and all parts includes abstract, introduction, or we can say problem statement, literature survey, or literature review, methodology, result discussion, conclusion, references, or appendix if you have any. So this is the composition of a research paper. So here you can see introduction includes introduction and core problem statements. In body literature review, methodology, research discussion. Then in conclusion, you have to write conclusion, and in last references. So structure of a research paper, how we can write a research paper. So first is it abstract. Abstract is an important part in research paper. So we have to briefly introduce the readers to aim of the study, methodology, results or finding. In our abstract, all three things should be there. Aim of study, methodology and results and findings. Second is introduction. In introduction, you have to state a clear overall purpose for the study and discussion of the need of research is satisfying. Define the research portions of the study to give a brief background or relevant theory and practice for your topic. So this is the introduction. Next is literature review. In literature review, you have to summarize what conclusions have been reached research in the research literature, whether different writers agrees or not. You have to highlight the main issues and controversies around the problem. So first is abstract. In abstract, you should know three things should come in abstract. First is methodology, aim of study, methodology, results, and findings. Second is introduction. In introduction, you have to give clear cut purpose for the study. Means why you are going to do this study. You have to introduce your study. Next is literature review. So you have to write the research literature from you can take literature last 10 years, 15 years, and you can write different writers agree or not, your these statements or not, main highlight main issues and controversies around the problem. Next is methodology. You have to demonstrate that you are aware of the research method used to study this topic. You have to explain and justify the methods of data collection and analysis. So in methodology, you have to tell how you have to tell how you did this data collection, and you have to write all the analysis. Next is results. You have to present your results in a order manner. Means your methodology or your headings arising from patterns found in research. Means you have to write your results one by one. Next is discussion. You have to discuss your results, your trends, your findings, and show your understanding of what your data suggests. You have to tell your understanding to highlight anything or unexpected that come up. So in methodology, you have to explain or justify the method of data collection and analysis. In results, you have to write your result in orderly manner using heading plan in your methodology. In discussion, you have to comment your findings and show your understanding what your data suggests. And you have to highlight anything unexpected that come up. So you have to write abstract, introduction, literature review, methodology, results, discussion. Next is conclusion. Conclusion is the sum up your findings and highlights the significance of outcome of your study, or to discuss the limitation of your study, means and indicate where further research is needed. You have to conclude your work, your problem, and you can discuss also, and you can tell the readers to limitation of your studies. Next is acknowledgement. You have to acknowledge your work. If you want to thank your university, your institutes, your colleagues, so you have to acknowledge them. Then you have to write conflict of interest. You have to write if you're showing any interest in that research paper. If you're not showing any interest, or you're not taking any benefit, any financial benefits from the research, so you can write the author have no conflict of interest, means you can write like this. If you have conflict of interest, you have to write the conflict of interest. Next is references. Different journals having different format, so you have to write references according to your journal. But some journals, they have common reference or bibliography that matter. So the list alphabetically all the reference material that have been cited in the text of the report. Then appendix, if you are having any questionnaires, surveys, or a relevant instrument that you have developed in the purpose of the study, or if you have any letter to participants, organizations to present your research, so you have to write all things in the appendix, like your reports, your policy, historical documents. And in science, we have to give supplementary material in the place of appendix, like we have to give data, their instrument analysis report, and other supplementary material. So now first is how we can write an abstract, because already I discussed about the abstract and introduction, but here we will learn how we can write abstract. As you know, abstract is a summary of a body of information, and it expresses the main claim and argument of a paper. So abstract gives the answer of the questions. Why did you do this study or project? Why did you do and how? What did you find? What do your finding means? And keywords. Keywords is the important part of the abstract. You have to write 5 or 6 keywords in the abstract. Nowadays, or in science, we used to give a graphical abstract also. If you have any graphical abstract, you can give graphical abstract also. So in abstract, you have to give the answers. The following question: why did you do this study or project? What did you do and how? What did you find? What do your finding means? This should be the abstract. Next is the introduction. So how to write an introduction? The primary purpose of an introduction is to frame the papers for its readers. Introduction provides the topic statements, why the topic is worth researching or why it could be found interesting. Because when you read a search paper, first you will read the abstract and after that you will read the introduction. Abstract will give you a brief idea about the research paper. If it is suitable for you, you will read the full paper. You will read the introduction. So introduction tell us about the statement of the research objectives. What are our objectives? Next is the statement of methods and the scope of the study and overview of the rest of paper. Means when we will read the introduction, we will know about the research objectives, we will know about the method and scope of study, we will know about the rest of the paper. So introduction should be interesting. Next is literature review. How we can write a literature review. So what is the present state of knowledge regarding the topic under consideration? We should know present status of your research problem. Next is how are the studies related to the one being proposed? Next is what is the quality of the studies reviewed? How will the proposed study contribute to the existing literature? Means you have to write the answer of these questions. You have to tell how how will the proposed study contribute the existing literature, quality of the studies you have to review, and how are the studies related to the one being proposed. So these are questions related to the literature review. Next, how we can write a research methodology. Research methodology to demonstrate that you are aware of the research. Methods used to study this topic. To justify the research method and approach you have taken or for your study. To explain and justify the method of data collection and analysis. So you have to demonstrate that you are aware of the research. You have to tell your methods, what you did in your research. You have to justify your methods and data collection and analysis or your experiment in the methodology. You have to write your experimental part. If you did biology, you have to write biology. If you did a survey, you have to write your survey, your methods. So you have to write methods in methodology. Then how you can write result and discussion. Then the result and discussion should be the focus of this part. Already I told result and discussion is the sum of your findings and highlights the significance of the outcomes of your study. To outline any implication or recommendation indicated by the findings. So you have to write your result and discussion. First you have to write your all results, then you have to discuss one by one of your results. So results to present the findings of your research, and the discussion show your understanding of what your data suggest. Next is the acknowledgement. when you will when you are going to write a research paper or synopsis or thesis or project, so you should know in which journal or which agency you are going to submit your project. So different agencies and different journal having different formats, so you should follow the formats, but acknowledgement is common in all formats. So acknowledgement is very important part of research paper. If author want to acknowledge someone regarding research paper, author can acknowledge. Example, how we can acknowledge this research was supported partially or fully. You have to write name of foundation, grant number, your makers, your donors, or you can thanks your colleagues or your institution, your friends, your family. Means if you it depends on you. You want to acknowledge your supervisor, your colleagues, your mentor, so it depends on you. Next is the conflict of interest. Conflict of interest, it refers to situation in which financial or other personal consideration may compromise. The author must include a draft statement of interest and affiliations. If there is no conflict of interest, so author will mention no conflict of interest. If you are having conflict of interest, if you have conflict of interest, so you should include your draft statement or interest or affiliation, because it is related to some institute or financial or other personal consideration. Next is referencing. References. So references is important part of the research paper or your writing. So references need to contain all work cited in the text. References should consistently flow one recognizable system. So we can use reference management software helps to organize citation as well as reformat references for manuscript resubmission and revisions. So here you can see some example of the reference management softwares like RefWorks, Mendeley, Jotaro, and not. You can try these reference management software, and Mendeley and Jotaro and RefWorks is free. So you can download these reference management software and you can use this software for the citation purpose, and you can organize your citation and reformat your references according to your journal. So next is plagiarism. So you should write original, be original and don't plagiarize. This is the important part of the writing in a research. Passing of someone else's work as your own, whether we do not this deliberately or not, means if we aware about the plagiarism or not, but we should write the original work. If we are not acknowledging when using other using information like data, tables, figures, graphs from other writers, so it will go under the category of plagiarism. Inadequately paraphrasing a source. So how you can remove plagiarism? Due to paraphrase, you can remove plagiarism. So, but you should be original in your work. So, plagiarism is the act of presenting another work or ideas as your own, and plagiarism, direct quote from research, means here you can see the plagiarism or not plagiarized paraphrase. So you can see the difference here. What is the plagiarism? Direct quote from research is we have quoted these lines from the research paper, like Japan's beautiful Mount Fuji last erupted in 7007 and is now classified as dormant. Dormant volcanoes shows no sign of activity, but they may erupt in the future. So this is the plagiarism. We direct cut, copy, and paste here. And in next paragraph, you can see non-plagiarized paraphrase. Like we can paraphrase the paragraph. We can write Mount Fuji, the highest mountain in Japan, is actually a dormant volcano. So you can see same thing, but we paraphrase. And this will come under the plagiarism, but this is not plagiarized paraphrase. So like this, you can change or paraphrase the things, and it will not come under the plagiarism. So how you can formatting of your research paper. So how you can format your research paper, like here you can see Modern Language Association is the official guide to non-fiction writing, widely adopted by schools, academic departments, and instructors. Means we call Modern Language Association. APA format, American Psychological Association format. It is an academic format. Commonly in arts and social sciences, people used that APA format, American Psychological Association format. It is an academic format commonly used to cite sources within the social sciences, used by various other scientific journals, including medical journal, public health journals, textbooks, and academia. And next is ACM format, Association for Computer Machinery format. It is the largest and oldest international scientific and industrial computer society, where they publish their own journals or proceeding. So these three types of formatting is there. So first one is official guide for non-fiction writing, like schools, academic departments, or instructor they can adopt. Second one is for researcher, American Psychological Association. And third one, Association for Computer Machinery. This is for International Scientific and Industrial Computer Society. One minute. Here you can see the guidelines, paper guidelines, MLA APA guidelines. You can see here, like paper in MLA guidelines, paper standard size 8.5 into 11 inches in the US, but and paper margin is there. You can see the paper margin. APA guidelines, you can see the paper margin times New Romans, you can see 12 point. And spacing, you can see in bold double space, alignment of text, flush left and flush left, and a paragraph indentation 5 and 7 spaces, or 5 spaces. End of sentences, you can see here, miss the difference between the MLA guidelines or APA guidelines. Next is the title page. In APA guidelines, you can see the title page, page title, your name, your institute name, or in MLA guidelines, your name, your teacher name, your course name, your number and date, and that section headings, you can see here. Top level heading should be centered on the page using upper or lowercase, and second level heading should be flush left, and using upper and lower case. You can see table and illustration here. So in APA guideline, table should be double space and type the table title in italic, upper case and lower case letters. In APA guidelines, you can see in other MLA guideline, no major sections, but in APA, you can see the title page, abstract, body, references, appendix, footnotes, table, figure caption, and figures. And additional information means here you can check the Purdue University online writing lab OWL MLA style guide, and here also you can see Purdue University online writing lab OWL APA style guide. So next is, what is the bibliography? Bibliography is a list of sources you use to get information for your report. As a rule of academic writing, students need to admit the truth when they are use other people's ideas, views, data, information, written materials, audio, visual resources. And when you use a direct quotation or copied section, you have to cite the source. And no bibliography truth secret. It intends to tell readers about accuracy, value, and relevancy of the sources they are cited. So you have to cite the others' ideas, data, information, written materials. So you can see here the difference between the MLA format and APA format regarding books. So in book, author names, last name, book title, additional information, city of publication, publishing company, publishing date. And here author's last name, first initial, publication date, book title, additional information, city of publication, publishing company. So you can see the difference of the bibliography. Means here this is the style. You can see difference. In 1974 is in last publication date, and here you can see 1974 here. Then next is encyclopedia and dictionary. How we can write bibliography in encyclopedia and dictionary. So in encyclopedia, you have to write author's last name, first name, title of article, title of encyclopedia, and date. And if you are taking any citation from dictionary, you have to write author and last name, first initial, date, title or article, title of encyclopedia, volume, pages, city of publication, publishing company. Here you can see the bibliography's difference. Next is magazine and newspaper article. So if you have to for magazine, author's last name, first name, article title, periodical title, volume, date, inclusive pages. Here you can see the cultural shopping, that article title, and magazine name is New Yorker, 15 Feb 1993. And his newspaper article, author last name, first initial, publication date, article title, periodical title, volume number, issue number if available, inclusive pages. So these all are about the writing for research. If you have any specific query, you can ask from me. Any specific query from the participant side? Yes, Shajia, you can ask.
Hello.
Hello, Shajia.
Yes, I do have some question. My first question is, in literature review, is it mandatory to use metrics to show the previous work?
Sorry, can you tell me again?
In literature review, when we did our literature review or literature searching, is that mandatory or necessary to use metrics to show the previous work?
Yes, it is mandatory to show the previous work. Means you,
Should we use in a research article?
yes, in literature review, you have to collect different research, means research article like last 5 years, 10 years. Then you can select your article related to your problem, and you have to write. It is mandatory to write. You have to discuss some points that this author
Yes.
did this work at this year, and this author told about this problem, this and findings of the author. So you have to write. It is mandatory.
Okay. Is there any time duration, like previous 10 years or 15 years?
No,
How many
means
years should we use?
like now means last 10 years you can take. No time means if you will take old, so it will not be good. So
Yes.
10 to
And it
15
also
years is
changeable,
okay.
you know?
Yeah.
And it's also changeable, like
Yes.
the
Yes.
research
Yes.
result. Yes.
Means you have to take 10 to 15 years literature literature, because already people work old literature and all, so you just take 10, maximum 15, and minimum 8 to 5 to 8 you have to take.
Okay, thank you. And I have one more question for you. Is there any restriction to use table in our research, in our result section?
Yes,
Like how many
table.
table should we add?
Yes, yes. When you're writing a research paper, so some journal ask to give table separately. So you have to prepare table according to the journal, and you have to write the table caption upper up. You have to write the table caption.
Sorry, I don't get you. Can you repeat your answer, please?
I told in that table in research paper,
Yes.
some journals having different format related to table. Some
Yes.
journal ask you have to give separate table and figures. Not you should not mention in paper. You have to give separately. If you have any doubt, I will send you the format, table format.
I mean, is there any restriction? Like, should I use 10 or less than 10, like 8 or 5? How many
No,
tables should I
no,
use?
no, no. You
Like
can give.
sometimes it getting messy when I did so many analysis.
Yeah, some restriction is there. It is depends on the journal. If they will tell 8 to 10 table is okay, so you have to give 8 to 10 table. If you will give 20 tables, so it will be messy in your research paper.
Okay, and I have one more question. And which reference style is more preferable? Is that any
APA, APA, American
APA?
Psychological that association is more preferable, but it depends on your journal. In which journal you are
Journal
going?
preference.
Yes, in which journal you are going to submit. But if you are writing synopsis or your thesis, so we prefer that APA style.
So in proposal or synopsis, we can use APA.
Yeah, yeah. But here also one point is there. If your university or your college or your research agency, they give format that you have to write your references in this style, so you have to write. If they didn't give any
Yes.
format, so you have to write in APA style.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Next question.
Hello.
Hello.
That was a very informative session, ma'am.
Thank you.
I want to know, are you going to share this PPT, because it is very informative.
Yes, I will share PPT as parts because you I will share PPT only I will send the feedback link. Then
Okay.
only I will share PPT with you. Okay. So please
Okay.
fill the feedback link and I will send the PPT to you. In feedback link, I will ask whether you need certificate or not. If you will say yes, then I will issue certificates. Okay. And
Okay.
please write your name, your institute name correctly in the feedback link so that I can use for the certificate.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Actually, conflict of interest is if you have any financial interest from other institute or any body and any government body or any industry, so you have to write conflict of interest. You have to write that I am having conflict of interest from this industry and I am working on that project and I am taking that amount for this project. You have to write like this, or you can tell that from this work we are going to generate money, we are going to generate finance, so we are having conflict of interest. Okay. And if you are not having any conflict of interest, you didn't take anything from industry, from government, and you are not going to generate any finance or money from the your work, so you can write author have no conflict of interest. But because in standard journal like American Chemical Society, Royal Society of Chemistry, and Science Journal, they asking conflict of interest. So you have to mention. 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, I will share PPT and I will share other links also. And I will announce one more thing, and I will share feedback link in a group, or I will share feedback link in your emails also. Don't worry.
Excuse me,
Ma'am,
am I
excuse me.
audible?
Yes,
Am I audible right now?
yes.
Yeah, my question is that if there is some sort of the reactions as well as some sort of the figures, so that is mandatory or unique. If we give in the research while writing the research paper, if we give in that, okay, so there is some sort of the objections from the plagiarism or some sort of the objections from the journal side, then how we can resolve it?
If you are facing some that plagiarism problem, so you have to write related to figure. So you have to change the figure. No other way. You have to change that figures and all.
No, suppose the figure or reaction is very unique. Like suppose I've taken one small example of for that ATP, when ATP changed into ADP
Okay.
or ADP changed into ATP. So this is a very unique reaction. Then how we can change? Because if we change E
So
equal to MC, suppose let me finish my sentence. Suppose one equation is that E equal to MC square. So this is a very unique, which is given by some scientist. Okay, Einstein. But if I write this in something different way, then the meaning is totally change. Then how we can resolve it and how we can convey the message to the journal or particular main thing is that how we can get rid from this situation.
okay. So if the reactions or things are common, so journal also they will not take these things as a plagiarized things. They will pass your things. They
No,
will not.
is
It will
there
not
any?
come in plagiarism under the plagiarism because it is very common. Already some in plagiarism software also in some journals also they written common things and common things like that the water is blue and all that are the common things, and that equation also common, so it will not come under the plagiarized thing.
No, actually, suppose if we do like a lock and key type of system, okay, the
Okay.
figure is very unique, lock and
Yes.
key,
Yes.
and if I use this thing, and I mean to say, my overall question is that what the acceptable threshold of the plagiarism? Main thing is
Yeah, actually, if it is common, already I told, if it is common figure and things and equation, so it is acceptable. And you can join my next workshop on 20th October. It is related to plagiarism only, and I will share the link on the group. And please write your email in the chat box also. I will share the link related to
sure.
my workshop. So there you can attend, and then you can. I will tell you about the plagiarism and how we can paraphrase the things, and how we can remove the plagiarism.
Okay. So just wanted to know that is there any threshold so that they accept the paper, or is
Yeah,
there
yeah,
any?
they accept, because these all are the common things. It will
So
not
was the
confuse the
was the accepted percentage, like suppose 30% plagiarism is there, they will accept, or more than less than that they will accept?
10%.
Only 10%. Okay.
Yes.
So it means that if my paper is having a lot of paper, a lot of figures as well as reactions. So suppose I am having a lot of plagiarism, let's suppose more than 10%. So my paper is not accepted. Then how we can get rid from there?
See, it depends. You can send once to the journal. They have their own system to check. So you can tell them, and you can write about the plagiarism, and you can discuss with them also through email. But that thesis and synopsis and other thing under 10% is there. And some journals, they are having different plagiarism criteria. So when you are writing your research paper, your manuscript, so you have to write the journal rules.
So which software is one of the best for the plagiarism?
Actually, Turnitin is the best.
Okay, but is the paid? It's not open source. So I just
Actually,
wanted to know
Turnitin
the.
is the paid software, and as you know, in India, that University Grant Commission, they have University Grant Commission give the universities to one software name Urkund. Now it is original name software. So all the research papers and thesis, they check on the Urkund. But Turnitin is the best, but it is paid software.
So Urkund is a open source.
Yes, Urkund is open source, and it is free for all universities and all research scholars and professors. And you can generate your account there, and you can check your thesis, your research paper.
Is there any time limit, or is there any, like suppose
Actually, actually, if you are working in a university, so they will give you the access to generate your account on the Urkund. Or if you are a research scholar, you can ask your research supervisor. They will generate, they will open your account, and you can submit your research paper or manuscript there. Or you can take help your friends, and they will do a favor for you.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. And when the next workshop will come?
It is on 20 October, and it is related to plagiarism.
Okay.
And next workshop is November 5. It is related to patent, how we can write the patent, and how some tricks and tactics, how we can write good patents. And one more thing. Wait a minute.